Continuing the breakdown of these 8 choreography types, this episode is about levels 4 and 5, which really begin to address the sorts of choreography that artists can use when they start working with other performers. While levels 1, 2, and 3 could be used, it often doesn't look like much of a performance, nor does it look like it's cohesive. Thus, it's less likely to be perceived professionally. The next level of choreography is about knowing the overall arc of the journey of the song and presenting something that has a general set of movements that aren't necessarily related to the track itself, but are a specific set of sequenced choreography put together in combinations. Now, the advantage of this is that you can do this spontaneously to any music because you have a general flow. For example, you may do a section of weaves, a section of flowers, followed by a section with butterflies, as an example. And that can apply to any track and isn't necessarily dependent on a specific piece of music. Additionally, having this set of predefined loose choreography where you'll have a section of one type followed by a section of another type and so on allows you to be flexible, work with any type of music, and can work if you're going to a performance where you are supposed to improv with a live act. This has lots of benefits for artists in that position on a regular basis, particularly since you're not dependent on a specific song. Of course, the downside is, even though you've done some amount of choreography, because you're not working with a specific song, while you do have the flexibility to translate it more easily to another track, you don't have something that's as visually powerful as it would be if it was choreographed and synchronized to the music itself. It can also be challenging to recover if you lose your place because you don't have a musical cue upon which to rely to find the specific move set that you were working with. This can be a blessing if you need flexibility, and a curse if you aren't good at creative improv when necessary. And if you're trying to make a video where you're using edits from multiple performances, it can be difficult to have something that's seamless if you have choreography that is loose and similar, but not quite the same every time. Level 5 choreography mitigates some of those concerns by having you choreograph particular sections with matching actions to those notes. And while it doesn't have to be the whole track, it can provide enough structure on which to rely, which allows you to design a more powerful presentation and set intentions in what it is that you're actually bringing to your audience. Of course, the more specific and detailed your choreography, the more difficult it is to nail it perfectly. But if you're working with a dance partner, the more necessary that can become. It also takes longer to prepare because you have to take the time to choreograph it, and then you have to learn the choreography well enough to be able to recover as necessary if something goes wrong. And of course, there's more possibility for things to go wrong because you have something more detailed and specific in mind. Thus, as with all of these, it's a double-edged sword.